Kane, Shalom Rav Yosef Korn. I'm answering you in an open letter now. You wrote so many points here in your comment on the Rav Fran video, and it's very hard for me to type. I only have an ancient iPhone. I have no computer. So all I have, this whole channel, has only been on, as Korn was an iPod and now an iPhone. It's an ancient iPhone. And I also, Zell. So I'm going to try and answer. The first question you asked, what if Frum people were Makayim a country? Now, this was talked about by the Briskerov, the Indian. He said to Rav Amram Blau, and I think there was another person there, I don't remember the story exactly, that even if you were the Rosh Memshalah, Rav Amram Blau, and somebody else was the president, it's still asur to do it. The shita of brisk yodua is pekuach nefesh. You cannot sacrifice a Jewish life. About 6 months ago, I put up a video from Rabbi Yirmiyahu Cohen where he described the debate, the Rabbi Yosef Ber Soloveitchik, JB like they call him, of Boston. He said that he was very impressed by his uncle's shita, and how can we sacrifice Jewish lives to make a Medina? He was ready to retract this thing for the Medina, and then he came with the thing, but some people may come to Israel and they may become Baal Tshuvas and this, so it's really mutar. It's a bit of a dochek. You'll see the video that the clip I put up from Yirmiyahu Cohen a few months ago. Again, so you're right, is it only because they're secular people or Frum people? I think I answered that. Agudas Yisrael is another question. Now, it's well known that there was no Agudas Yisrael. It was made by the Askanim. The Ger Rebbe, by the time of the Medina, was sick. He was in bed, and it was part of the Aguda rules that anything, major decisions have to be made by all the Moetzei Gadolei Torah, whatever they're called, and there was none. So they usurped the Aguda, Rabbi Itchimer Levine, and they went ahead and made the Medina. And of course, he cried at the time, the Briskerov, in 1937, 1938. The Aguda voted, yeah, we'll take a Medina, we'll make a partition. And of course, it was opposed by Rav Aaron Kotler, Rav Elchanan Wasserman. But the Briskerov said, no, there'll be a Medina because we go after the Rov, and the Rov is only considered the Shomrei Torah mitzvahs. And he was very disappointed. You read the history books, I see, Rabbi Yosef. You haven't read a lot of the history books. I put a lot of time into this in the history books. The Sefer by Rav Yoel Kahn, Zechor Latov. The way I read the Sefer, and I had the new edition. I gave it to my friend Rabbi Kaplan, whose videos I put up. Maybe you see them. But I have the old edition here by me. Basically, he's saying a very strange thing. This is the way I remember. You can tell me if I'm wrong if you read it. He's saying, we do everything according to what America tells us. And now we see, if you look at what's going on now, with the war going on in Gaza, it seems like they're really telling us what to do, and they're very shook up about it. Netanyahu and these people. But he's saying, we're no Medina, we do only what America says. That seems to me the main point of Rav Yochanan. I don't think he tried to, that seems to be what he was saying. Now, you mentioned that the Satmar Rebbe went to visit the Frierdiker Rebbe, and they talked about the Holocaust. This, and I've read a lot, and I've read the main biographies. I've read much of the 9-volume biography of the Satmar Rebbe, Moshe and Yisrael, and I read the English biography. Also, I think by Meisels, I think it is. I don't remember this story. It's known that the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rav Menachem Mendel, Zechor Latov, he did go visit the Satmar Rebbe. He went to Menachem Avel when his daughter was Nifter, about 1952, 54. Don't remember exactly. You could find it very easily. And I don't remember that they talked about this. Please tell me. I'm very interested. Get me the Makor. You write that Moshe Feinstein said in the 1917 Balfour Declaration. You didn't mention. You wrote Rav Moshe Feinstein in Igros Moshe. I think that's a mistake. I don't think so, but there's a letter attributed to Rav Meir Simcha he said the Balfour Declaration was mavatal the what he said. We don't know exactly. First of all, the letter is controversial if it exists, but the Torah Jews, it used to be true Torah Jews, something like this. Now they changed it, Torah Jews. He says it is a controversial letter. We don't know if it was. It could be forged, but we'll take it for real and we'll try and answer it. Now, before I say anything more about this, in Rabbi Wine's history cassettes, there's maybe 90, and then there's a Tanakh series, 120 history cassettes. He says that really the era at the Balfour Declaration, the Arabs should have been out in the street dancing. I don't know if the Jews went dancing, but because it says in the Balfour Declaration, and this is only shaykh if it doesn't bother the Arabs and it doesn't offend the Arabs. So really it was nothing, the Balfour Declaration. Now, according to the letter that they say that Rav Meir Simcha put out, he said, Batal apachad mi'ashavuot. It was got away the fear of the oaths. Now, this is a mistake that it seems a lot of people make. One oath is Shalo Yalu B'choma. Now, Shalo Yalu B'choma, this because a choma is against the goyim. Now, the Satmar Rebbe in Vayel Moshe, he answers it. We already have an oath not to rebel against the goyim. So what's the other oath not to go up b'choma? Since we can't rebel against them, it means that we're going against Baal Korcho. It means that even b'reshus we can't make a mass aliyah. And this is what I wrote in my comment a little bit on the video, on the comment when I put up the video. And in the cassette and the drosh I put up by a friend, he says that we were saying there's shlosh shavuos, rebel against the goyim, and the goyim is shavua there. We'll get to this. There's a lot of things here, and not to dolchek the kates. So the shalosh shavuos certainly were not annulled, but maybe like the Avnei Nezer to go up b'choma, and this is Satmar Rebbe brings very strong proofs that this is not so like the Avnei Nezer. Ayin Shaman Vayel Moshe. I don't have the chapter offhand. Now you're talking about Rav Shlush of Netanya. Yeah, I used to spend a lot of time in Netanya. And I'll tell you one thing that he's very famous for, that when the government came out that all the Ethiopians have to have gerut before they can get married. And that was originally when they first came here, they needed gerut lechumra, had to convert lechumra. And he said, Rav Shalush of Netanya said, they don't need anything. And come to me and I'll register them for a marriage. I don't know if it's legal, if they don't live in the city. In any case, that's the way it was. And if I mentioned the Ethiopians, the Falashas, I put up also a clip from Rabbi Yosef Shlita, the Nechad, who's a tremendous, he speaks on the radio here in Israel every Wednesday night. And I put up a clip. He said that is far. So how did it go with the Ethiopians? They needed a gerush. Then they put tremendous pressure on Rabbi Avadia to martyr them without gerush. The Smolanim were making a big problem, and he was martyr them. And Rabbi Avadia Shlita says they need gerut, and that's from Rav Shlush. I'm just putting this as an extra point. See that video I put up a few months ago. Now you say it was only talking about the Shavuos about after the Beit Sheni, to be more red against the Romans. I don't think so. You're looking at different books. The book I'd recommend very much is, where is it? I have it here. I Will Await Him from Yirmiyahu Cohen. And you could also look at the Illumi book here. I have it here also in front of me someplace. Can't see it. Is one second. Here it is, Professor Abiezer Revitsky, Aketz Magula, Medinas Yehudim, and it's available in English. And he brings 150 Makorot that everybody held the three O's were betoikif, they were still shayach from all the Gedolim, Yudish neighbors, it's Ayin Shama. They're all shayach now today. And not only that, also Rav Avram Yitzchak HaKohen Cook wrote also in the Siddur, in his Siddur, in the Birkat HaMazon, the Birkat HaMayin Shalosh, I believe, that we have to eat strong and become healthy. And then he sticks in, but we have to be healthy and strong, but Halila, to use our power and to fight against the Goyim, because we're Nishba on the three O's, from the three O's. Rav Kook holds of it, and if that's not enough, and 1 second. This Bekiyas Rav Kook, the two biggest Bekiyim, the two biggest scholars of Rav Kook's writings, I believe, in this generation, were Shlomo Aviner, didn't know it, and Rav Moshe Suriel, who I spoke to many, many times. He also didn't know it. He asked me, he said, where is it? Where is this Rav Kook? And I was over to show to him. And how did I know it? From Rav Yirmiyahu Cohen in the first 70 drashot that he made on Vayoel Moshe. He brings it there. And not only Rav Kook, Rav Yisachar Teichtal, the Emav Anim Smecha, who also brings it. So they answered me, Rav Aviner, one of his people, he answered me that was before the Balfour Declaration. Okay, that's what he wants to say. And he answered many other things, which is mamash not shaykh. I don't want to go through it. He put out a kuntras, 12. We won't go into it now. And the other one, Rabbi Yisachar title, Emav Nusmecha, on my edition, it's page 176. He also says we have to come to Israel, move to Israel, but Chalila, to try and make a Medina, we're Nishba in the three O's. Yeah. The Ramban, who says a mitzvah today, the Kibush Eretz Israel today, his grandson said it's not shaykh now, it didn't mean today, but a long explanation of it is found in True Torah Jews. You'll Google True Torah Jews, Ramban, and you'll see he has a long explanation of this. No, you say that the main reason is that the Medina was not frum. Again, that's how we started out. Not true. It's a terrible thing to be rebel against the three O's. It's the most severe punishment that's written in the Torah. And the Rebbe begins, in the beginning of Vayoel Moshe, explaining this is the hysteria of the Holocaust. Now, another big Rebbe, a very big Rebbe, I'm not going to mention his name now, says, how can we judge Hashem? Now, the Rebbe, right in the beginning, in the introduction to Vayoel Moshe, he brings, this is the way from time immemorial, from the Rishonim, the Chazal, when a bad thing happens, we have to ask why. And the three O's are why. Now, you can answer, they said it started beforehand. These O's are, you're held responsible. An oath is responsible, even Machshova, to be over the oath. You ask, can the Rabbanim take up leading the Medina? I listen, it's well known, the Chazon Ish told, I think Rab Frankel he wrote his memoirs, he was very close to the Chazon Ish, I forget his first name, Rab Frankel. He was a Hasidic person, the Chazon Ish told him, Ben Hayeter, I think you have to go here, Musaf, and to say Kesser. I don't know if it's enough to daven with me on Shabbos. But the Chazon Ish said, the Mashiach is not going to take over from the Medina. And the Chazon Ish seemed to think it wouldn't last as long as it did. Okay. That's what he said. That's what he thought. You ask about the Moetzei Gedolei Torah, you say a few words. Ani lo rotze lagiv al ze akshav. Another time maybe. Sei gesund, Tu B'Shvat, Chamesh Esrei B'Shvat. We say here, they say there. And Kol Tov. Asher Yeh Sameach, B'Sros Tov, Shana Tova, Kol Tov.